The following program is brought to you by Whiteman TV and Bruce Telecom.
Hi, I'm Eurig, and I'm the Office Administrator at the Mount Forest District Chamber of Commerce, coming to you from Wellington Heights Secondary School. We're having a volunteer event happening here with all of our nonprofit organizations. So let's take some time and walk around and meet everybody. Thank you so much. With me now is Billy Gitter, and she is the guidance counselor here at Wellington Heights Secondary School. Billy, we have an exciting event happening this afternoon here at the school. Maybe you could just fill us in and what's going on.
Sure. Today is the community service fair, and so what the students are doing is that they're coming down one grade at a time and they're being given an opportunity, to liaise with different volunteer opportunities within the community. A lot of our students don't know about all of the opportunities that are out there for them that might interest them. They just do volunteer hours for the sake of doing them, and so we're really hopeful that we can help students provide students with an opportunity to make contacts in the community that help support them, not only in their job search, but also just in building community.
That's fantastic. And Billy, and being a part of the community, I do see a lot of the students in and about, and working for the Mount Forest District Chamber of Commerce, we do have a good partnership, and the kids do, quite often contact us for volunteer opportunities. So I thank you so much for taking part in this event for us.
Thank you so much.
With me now is John Roberts, and he is with the Lions Club here in Mount Forest. John volunteers tirelessly with them and has for years. John, maybe you could let the community know what exactly it is that Lions does for Mount Forest and the surrounding area.
Well, Dee Dee, I think the general public is pretty well aware of what the Lions do, but just to reiterate, we do put in a lot of volunteer hours. We mend bridges. Literally mend bridges, as you could probably see was our last little project here. We actually run a Wednesday bingo. That is our main source of income. The Wednesday night bingo is at the arena or the community center, and we usually get about 100 people participating, and we make a lot of money out of that, which goes mostly to local organizations, including the hospital, of course. We spend a lot of money at the hospital. We also do the Terry Fox Run every year. That brings in the source of income. The guide dogs walk for the guide dogs. That has expanded greatly. That's an annual program. We actually make a fair bit of money, and we do sponsor a dog pretty much every year for a handicapped or a blind person. Other than that, we meet twice a month, first and third Thursdays at the Legion. If you feel like volunteering, please come along, 6:45 at the Legion. Here's the commercial. Just mention that you saw it on Whiteman, and you'll be more than welcome, and we will feed you.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much for talking with us today, John.
You're welcome, Dee.
With me now is Colleen Lucas, and she's with the local VON here in Mount Forest. She's the volunteer coordinator, I understand.
Yes.
Colleen, maybe you could just fill us in on what's going on here today and how your role fits in.
Well, we're just participating in this volunteer fair for students, and I think probably a lot of these students have a senior in their life that they support informally, and this might be a way of gathering some hours and helping out those who maybe are a little bit more lonely or isolated. And we got some great opportunities for those maybe having a musical skill or someone who likes to cook. So those are a couple of the areas we're looking for support.
Okay, so you're looking for support at the Adult Day program?
Yes, that's correct.
And so anybody that's has a passion to working with seniors in the community, Colleen, how would they contact you?
They would just pop by our office, which is just around the corner, right where the Pizza Delight is. I'm sure all kids know where the pizza place is. Or they can call me at 323-2330, and I can talk to them more about the opportunities. So,
that's fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us today, Colleen. With me now is Sarah Bowers-Peters, and she's with Guelph-Wellington Crimestoppers. Thank you so much for joining us today here at Wellington Heights Secondary School, Sarah. So what is it that you're doing here?
Well, we're trying to recruit some volunteers. I mean, we're a not-for-profit charitable organization, so a lot of our fundraisers, awareness activities, we need bodies. So for us, coming up would be the Santa Claus Parade, and also we have a mulch sale coming up in the spring of 2016 in Mount Forest. So hopefully young people will be interested in coming out and giving us a hand.
So Sarah, it looks like there's a lot of students milling around your table, so they seem quite interested.
Yes, very happy with the response. It's nice to be able to offer them this volunteering opportunity because they needed to graduate, so it's great.
Fantastic. So if they were to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
Through our website, www.csgw.tips is the best way. You can contact us that way and let us know what you're available to do and what your interests are.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
With me now is Mike Noble of the Mount Forest Patriots. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today. And I see a lot of kids that are interested. So maybe if you could just fill us in the Patriots, how the season's going.
Good. We're in tied. We are in fourth place right now. We hope to move up farther up the ladder. And we've had a real good month. In October was really good for us. And our goaltenders were outstanding for us. And the players, we had two players player of the month in October, and then we have I think 5 guys going to the All-Star and All-Star game in Mitchell, Ontario, and we rely on people for our recruiting for volunteers, and that keeps us busy and keeps everybody from top to bottom busy. So, it's a good organization. So anybody's interested, don't be afraid to get in contact with any of our personnel.
And how would they get a hold of somebody, Mike?
Phone Sherry Noble at our number 323-4076.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Nice being here. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
With me now is April Marshall from the Township of Wellington North. She's a tourism and marketing manager. April, maybe you could just tell us what's been going on here today.
I'm here today on behalf of Wellington North Cultural Roundtable. So our vision is to preserve and promote Wellington North's unique cultural assets. So we do various promotions and activities just to highlight and enhance what we have going on in Wellington North.
Fantastic. So I know that we're here at the youth fair now. Have you had some inquiries from the youth and just wondering what it actually is?
Yeah, I have had some interest. I think anyone that's looking to get into promotions or economic development, this is something for them to experience what that would entail.
Fantastic. How would they get hold of you?
Our website is wellington-north.com, or my email is amarshall@wellington-north.com.
Thanks so much, April.
Thank you.
With me is Rob Mattice. He's the new general manager of Mount Forest's newest radio station, 88.7. Rob, thank you so much for joining us here today. And maybe just tell us a little bit what's going on with this new radio station.
Well, like you said, we're a brand spanking new station located here in Mount Forest, serving all of North Wellington and Southern Grey counties. We're here today trying to recruit some volunteers. We're looking for everybody from on-air shifts to production, commercial writing and recording, anything that to do with running a radio station. We're looking for volunteers to do it.
So if there's anybody out there looking to get into their community radio, just give Rob a call. And where should they contact you, Rob?
The best way is probably go to saugeen.ca. There's a tab on there for volunteers, or you can email me directly at gm@saugeen.ca.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us today, Rob.
Thanks.
With me now is Cheryl Cox from Birmingham Retirement Community. Cheryl, maybe you could just fill us in on what's happening over at Birmingham.
Well, we're always looking for volunteers to come in and help us with the different events and get to know our residents and have some fun. That's what it's about, is fun. And we're also looking for volunteers in the kitchen, so anybody that's interested in that as a job in the future, we offer opportunities in the kitchen as well.
So that's wonderful. So, if there's any youth out there or anybody in general that want to work with the seniors in the area, how would they get a hold of you, Cheryl?
They could call at Birmingham. They could email me at brcsocial@whiteman.ca.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Cheryl. With me now is Allison Morrison. She's the Community Outreach Coordinator with the County of Wellington. Allison, thank you so much for joining us here today. Maybe you could just fill us in on what's going on.
Well, the Wellington County Green Legacy Program aims to give away 162,000 trees in spring 2016. So, it's a heck of a lot of work, and we are looking forward to having students of all ages come out and contribute to the growing of these trees. So grade 4s, 5s, and 6s come to the nursery, and they do everything that you would do at a traditional nursery. And then grade 7s and 8s will plant the trees in the community. And as far as this event goes, inviting high school students, we're looking for people to fill in all those gaps when it comes to getting stuff done around the nursery, helping us out with nature hikes, and just helping to build and contribute to the program and bring more depth into the tree growing process.
Wow, that sounds exciting and very educational for youth, and not only just our youth, but the community in general. So how would somebody get hold of you, Allison?
Well, they would email me at allisonm@wellington.ca, and there we would start talking about availability. We have 2 nurseries, one at Puslinch and one down up in Damascus. We'd figure out which one you'd like to come to, and come in for an orientation, come see the work, the space, meet the people you'd be working with, and we'll go from there.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
With me now is Bonny McDougall. She is the chairperson of the Souvenir Committee with the Wellington County International Plowing Match. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Bonny. Maybe you could just fill us in what's happening, how it's progressing with the IPM.
Oh, it's coming along really well. The Souvenir Committee has been very busy. We've had a lot of events. We've been to most fall fairs this last fall, and we've got things coming up in the winter. Last Friday we opened our IPM store, and it is in Harriston, which is the host town, and it's at the Minto Auto Center. So it is going to be open Friday afternoons and Saturday mornings till noon. So we're having good success with it, and we were having a good time. We've got some fun stuff coming up. We've got a little mascot we have that's going to be unveiled in the next little while, so we'll have to get him on air. We've also got our blue mitts, and we've got our blue mitten campaign is getting caught blue-handed, and so we're going to have a social media contest with those, and for some ski package prizes. So we'll hear more about that in the next couple of weeks.
That's fantastic. So you'll also be looking for some volunteers, and Bonny?
Yes, we always need volunteers, especially at the store. We've got these little events. We go to a lot of things. If you're interested in craft shows and want to spend the day there, it's a good idea to sign up. And it's not limited to students, adults, anybody that would consider helping out for an afternoon or a morning. That is wonderful. We'll take anything.
So where should we direct the volunteers to go to? Anybody interested in volunteering?
There is the website is the IPM 2016 on there. Then there's a volunteer form that you can fill out and do it online. If you contact the phone number is 519-510-2016, and we'll get your name in on that too.
Great, fantastic. Thanks so much, Bonny.
Thank you.
With me now is Lori, and she's with the Wellington County Learning Center, and we're here at Wellington Heights Secondary School for a volunteer fair. Lori, maybe you could just fill us in what the Learning Center is all about.
We work with adults and youth. We're looking for one-to-one tutors and for math tutors to help with after-school math groups for both high school and elementary students.
Okay, and so if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, Lori, or get a hold of the Learning Center, how would they go about doing that?
It's probably best to email us at literacy@thewclc.ca.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks so much, Lori. With me now is Allison Vasey, and she is here with the Wellington North Youth for Action Council. So, Allison, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, so we're here today to advertise Wellington North Council is on a new project, and they have approved for us to host a youth council. So what that means is that youth in the community that live in Wellington North, that are between the ages of 14 to 24, have an ability to come out and meet monthly and discuss the issues that are affecting them in the community. So what they want to do, what they want to see happen is really up to the youth, and for the first time in a while, we're giving the youth a chance to have that platform for their voice.
Fantastic. That sounds like such a wonderful idea. So if there's any youth interested, Allison, how would they contact you?
There's a couple ways. They can either visit our Twitter, it's at Youth North Welly, or they can give me an email, and it's Vasey, Vasey, at mountforestfht.com. And that's probably the best way until we figure out what the dates of this group will look like.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, Allison.
No worries. Thank you.
With me now is Cathy Haugh, and she's with Northern Lights Canada, and we're at the youth fair at Wellington Heights Secondary School. So, Cathy, thank you so much. Just wondering if you could just give us a little introduction as to what Northern Lights is all about.
Northern Lights is employment services, so we are funded through Employment Ontario, and our objective is to help employers find the right candidate and find candidates the right employer.
So, and I understand from today that you've partnered up with the high school and with the Mount Forest District Chamber of Commerce. And now, how often are you in the community doing these showcases?
This is my first showcase of the year. We have been in a couple job fairs this year, and I think the opportunity for youth to get involved right now is great, because we do have a number of youth grants that we need to access, and youth of Mount Forest are going to be benefiting from that.
Fantastic. So if anybody wanted to get a hold of you, Cathy, how would they do that?
They can call Northern Lights at 519-323-3647.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. With me now is Marg of the Junior Optimists of South Grey. Thank you so much for joining us today, Marg. Maybe you could just fill us in on what's going on.
Okay, Junior Optimists are youth from ages 12 to 18. We have a business meetings so that kids learn to run meetings and can hold an office in a meeting. We do all kinds of volunteer stuff. We do a community garden in the summer. We do a Canada Day celebration in Holstein in July, and we're always doing projects for kids. Probably all of the hours that they spend on those activities are volunteer hours, and so probably they could gain their whole 40 hours by being a member of the Junior Optimists and coming out doing things for the community.
Fantastic. So if somebody were interested in joining your Junior Optimists, how would they get a hold of you?
They can call me, and it's 519-665-2137.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
With me now is Barb Ardene, and she is with the Mount Forest District Christmas Bureau. Thank you so much for joining us today, Barb.
It's our pleasure. We're really hoping to find some volunteers to help us out this year.
Just wondering, how well is it coming along with the Christmas Bureau? I understand that this is a yearly thing, and you're wanting everybody to make some donations, but of course you need lots of volunteers. So about how many volunteers would you be needing?
We need volunteers who will help us sort the food and the gifts and pack the bags and carry the heavy boxes out to the car for the people who come. And just generally helping out. We have several nights when people can come, so you can pretty well pick and choose. And it's such a great cause. I mean, it's all for the kids. It's wonderful.
That's fantastic. It is a great way for even our local youth or any youth to be involved in their local Christmas Bureau fundraising initiatives. So how would they contact you?
Okay, the phone number to get in touch with us is 519-509-1574. And as I said, we have lots of different times and dates that people can help out, and we appreciate all the help. And also the donations. Mount Forest is a very generous giving community, but we can always use more. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Barb.
Bye.
I'm with Charity, and she's representing the Moorefield United Church Theatre. Thank you so much for joining us today, Charity.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe you could just fill us in what it is that you're looking for. You're looking for volunteers and looking for talent?
I'm looking for both. What we're doing is we're putting on a play in a small community so that people have different opportunities instead of the sports section. What we're looking for is someone to do stages and crews. We're looking for set designs. There are a couple of openings for actors, but other than that, we're here to have fun and looking for people, a way for the community members to come together.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So if anybody was wanting to get a hold of you, Charity, how would they do that?
Through email at charity7williams@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With me now is Amber Jessop, and she is from Habitat for Humanity, Wellington, Dufferin, Guelph. Thank you so much for joining us today, Amber. Maybe you could just tell us what's going on at Habitat for Humanity.
So I'm from Habitat for Humanity, and I love bragging about our organization. Currently, we're just wrapping up our home build in Guelph. It's our 24th home, our very first renovation, so lots of exciting things happening with us. We're just in the finishing stages at the moment. We hope to be done by December, which is really exciting. We're also always looking for volunteers to help out in our restores because every volunteer has the power to change a life. So we have a lot of fun and exciting things happening and are always looking for volunteers.
That's great, Amber. So if somebody was going to volunteer, how would they contact you?
So they could contact our office at 519-767-9752, extension 37. And we talk about all the volunteer opportunities we have available. They can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, our website, habitatwdg.ca.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
With me now is Robin Sharp, and she's serving a dual purpose here today. Robin is representing the Mount Forest Fireworks Festival of 2016, as well as Wellington Roller Derby. So, Robin, let's quickly talk about the Fireworks Festival. I understand that you're looking for some volunteers.
We are. We have many different jobs for the Fireworks Festival. If you would like to set up fencing, the stage, all sorts of setup jobs the week before the festival. We're a little more flexible with our hours if you can only work during the day or something like that. During the festival, we need many volunteers for the gates. So checking for wristbands. And a perk for our festival is if you volunteer with us, you get free entry, a free wristband into the festival. So if you would like to work with us, then you can get one of those.
So how would they, who are they supposed to contact if they want to volunteer, Robin?
This lady right here, Eurig. You can contact her through the Chamber, and you can also get our contact information from the Chamber website, the Mount Forest Fireworks Festival website, and you can be called at 323-4480.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much, Robin.
No problem.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about Wellington Roller Derby. So Robin, maybe you could just fill us in and what's going on with them.
So Wellington Roller Derby is a not-for-profit sports league in Mount Forest, and we have our season through the summer. So starting in April, going through to September, we have games that we need many volunteers for to run the games. So they're called NSOs, non-skating officials, and they do penalty tracking, things like that. So Saturday evenings from about 6 to 10 p.m. Our schedule's to be determined as of right now for the 2016 season, but you can contact us through the website, wellingtonrollerderby.ca, in order to get more information closer to the date of our scheduled events.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks so much, Robin.
Thank you.
With me now is Jane Ford. She's the development officer with the Mount Forest Louise Marshall Hospital Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jane. Just maybe you could just fill us in what's happening at the foundation.
Well, we're always needing volunteers to help us with fundraising. Today's especially exciting because we don't normally involve young people, and there's many that are signing up and showing a great deal of interest.
That's fantastic. It's nice to see that our youth are getting involved. So if they were interested in volunteering, Jane, how would they get hold of you?
The best way would just be to call me at my office. It's 519-323-3333, and my extension is 2750.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
With me now is Nancy Payne, and she's from St. Mary's School, a part of the Strong Start reading program. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us here today. Maybe you could just fill us in on what this is all about.
Well, Strong Start is a reading program that actually started in Waterloo, and it's to give
children in kindergarten, grade 1 or grade 2, a strong start in reading. So it's for kids that just need that little extra boost. And so our volunteers work one-on-one with a student in either kindergarten, grade 1 or grade 2. And they're half-hour sessions and one for 10 sessions. For 10 sessions for each strand. The kids love to work with the volunteers one-on-one, and they really do benefit from it. And I'm looking to get some more volunteers at St. Mary's for it.
Fantastic. So if somebody is interested, Nancy, how would they get hold of you?
They can call me at the school. They can look for Mrs. Payne at St. Mary's School, the librarian, 323-2586. They're interested in the program. They can look it up online at info@strongstart.ca, and that's the email. They can look up strongstart.ca and read about the program. There is training that they do have to go to. So usually our volunteers will go to training, and then they'll phone me and say, I've been to training and I'd like to now volunteer with a student.
Okay, well that's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nancy.
Thank you very much.
With me now is Allison and Nicole with the Mount Forest Fall Fair Junior Committee, and maybe we could just talk a little bit about what this is all about.
Well, the idea is we're trying to bring some new life into the fall fair, and so we've decided that the best people to ask are the kids. So we're asking them to be a part of our committee, and we're asking them to help plan the fair. It gives them volunteer hours at the same time, so they get to meet once a month starting in January and then be a part of the process of actually planning the fair and then being a part of it on the weekend.
Wow, what a fantastic idea to just maybe breathe a little bit more life into the fall fair. Everybody looks forward to it every year, so it's nice that the youth will have a definite say in it. So how has the fair been going today?
It's great. We've got probably at least 13 or 14 kids who've signed up already, so a great start.
That's great. So if anybody wanted to get a hold of you or anybody on the committee, how would they do that?
You can give me a call. Phone number is 519-323-2533.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
So that wraps up our afternoon and talking to all of our organizations. Thank you so much. We had a great time. There's lots of volunteer opportunities in the community and surrounding communities for our youth, not only youth, but the community in general. For more information, you can visit us at our website at www.volunteermountforest.ca, or you can give the office a call, 519-323-4480. Thank you so much.
The preceding program was brought to you by Whiteman TV and Bruce Telecom.